Alright guys, so I now finally have all the parts for the Sportsman. So it's time to get this thing done and out of here so I can free up this area. And so I got the tire patched, and let's see, right there. So I patched it from the inside out. It holds there just fine now. Did that like a week ago. And I got a rotor for it, so I can replace that, and then I gotta reset the rear caliper and put the new brake pads in. And then for the front, I gotta put calipers on. Oh, that was a little violent, but oops. I gotta put front calipers on. I got the right ones. Well, I should probably look before I say that, but I talked to the guy, sent the other ones back. He sent these ones, so they ought to be right. And it should be loaded calipers, so just undo those and slap these ones on, and that should be good to go there. Just got to bleed them. And then I got to do the oil change and the tune-up on it still, and hopefully that's not too much work. I hope that the spark plug's in a pretty good location and I don't got to do too much to get at it, but I guess I'll just find out. And then the fuel filter is pretty simple. Air filter is obviously right on top, so that's nice. And yeah, so I'm going to start with the rear so I can get that all done together. And I might have to find something to squeeze that caliper back together, so I will go do that right now. Alright, so I found a tool, and now I'm just gonna compress the caliper and get that all set and get the rear brake all done, and then the rear tire on. Alright guys, so doing the rear brake here, and I actually managed to get these pads out, and you can see how bad they were. You can see that they were wearing all funny, and this one especially was getting really thin. You can see it's about down to the metal there. Really thin. Not much left of that one, and the rotor's cracked right in half. Not sure how that happened, but got the brand new rotor on there, got some new brake pads right there, and I actually got lucky, and you only gotta get one of these caliper bolts out, and the front one was so stuck in there it started to round, but then I got it on the bottom one, and you know, I can get it down here where the shield's not in the way, so down here, got it out, and I also got mine in there a lot better, so that's good. And now I can put the new brake pads in and put it back together. And doing the rotor wasn't hard. You just gotta take the axle nut off, and then it's just 412mm bolts that you gotta undo and then bolt the new one on. And I gotta slide the brake pads in here. There's little clips on the ends of these bolts, at least there's supposed to be. There's one of them right there too. Just a little saver in case your bolt threads out. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward, so gonna get that done and the tire put on and move on to the front. Alright guys, so I got it all put together here, and got that good old new brake set up, so time to put the tire back on and move on to doing the front calipers. Alright guys, so on the front here, I got the new calipers on, and this is the ABS wire. The holes were wrong, and the bolt end wasn't fitting, so I had to zip tie that on. And but anyways, I got the calipers on, and the calipers on over here, all nicely. There we go. And now I just gotta bleed them, and then it'll be good to go for the front. And then I gotta move on to the tune-up and go from there. So I'm gonna bleed these brakes now. Alright guys, so I am still in the process of bleeding the brakes on this thing. I didn't have much brake fluid, and it takes a lot to bleed these front calipers, especially after you have them off. I don't know why they're so difficult to bleed. I mean, if you're doing a vehicle, it's so much easier. I don't know what's up with these little things, but I remember my Predator. It's right over there on the other side of the boat. Don't worry, I still got it, guys. for now. Anyways, that took forever to do. Also, it was like, am I missing something? Like, man, this is taking forever. But like, it's just really time consuming. I don't know. It's just maybe because the master cylinder is so small or something, and then it's got to travel. But I don't know. It definitely takes a while, but I feel like I'm getting somewhere with them. I just got to get some more brake fluid, and then I don't know. I've been already. It has to be 20 minutes now, and I don't know. I can feel it a little bit, but it definitely has quite a bit to go still. So I'll get some more brake fluid and keep on bleeding it. But man, I mean, I might just look it up just because if there's a better way of doing it, like. Because, like, I know at work we have some vacuum thing to try and suck the air out, but, like, this is a pain. So, I wonder if someone's found a better way of doing it or not. So, till tomorrow, guys. Gonna be, hopefully, getting this thing finished up and brought back so that we can have some more room for activities down here. Alright guys, so it is the next day and we are back at the four-wheeler. So I got some brake fluid from work and topped it off, started bleeding, and like within a minute like I could already start feeling it. So I don't know, it only took like 5 minutes, and I went back to both sides. I probably should do the rear just to be safe, but I mean, like this is the brake lever right now. So I mean that's pretty good. It's not bottoming out. I mean, if you squeeze it really tight, but like I'll go ride it to make sure it feels good. But I mean that's about right. I mean, from what I remember of the Predator was basically that way too. So I think we're pretty good there. I mean, I did extra too. Like guys, I've bled brakes before on vehicles and stuff. Like, I know how to do it and everything. And I made sure to do a few extra to make sure no bubbles were trapped in there or air. And it should be all good to go. And I'll just have to ride it to see how they feel. But it should be all good now. And so now I can put the tires back on there and then move on to changing the oil and doing the tune-up on this thing. Alright guys, so I mean it looks the same right now, but I got the tune-up done and it actually wasn't bad at all. So let me just show you guys here. I can show you guys the old stuff in a second too, but so air filters right there, simple. Fuel filters right here on the side. That's your fuel line that goes right into the carburetor. That was the hardest part about that is trying to get the hose off of the filter. But I mean, if you have you could use like a pliers and stuff to try and help you. So that ain't too bad. And actually, it's right here. Take this panel off, and then your spark plug is right in there with the spark plug wire connecting it. You guys can see right there. Wait, where is it? Right there you go. The red wire right there. And so on these, they're actually really nice, which I was hoping that was the case, because it looks like a pain trying to take the plastics off, to take the tank off, just to get at the spark plug. Well, on these, you can actually fit a little extension and a spark plug socket right on in there, and there's just enough room to get the job done, which is super nice. And I'll put that back on in a second, actually. Unlike my scrambler right there, you have to take the tank off, which maybe I should put a spark plug in it or look at it. I don't know if I did one or not. I can't remember. But I also want to recompression test it, because I found out that my compression tester is junk, and I borrowed a friend's, and his read so much better. But anyways, here's the old stuff. Filter is just wasted. And there's the old spark plug It actually had some oil on it, and who knows if it's original. So I actually found one. I didn't use the one that was in the tune-up kit because, you know, I found an NGK one that I had, so obviously I'm going to use that. So I put that in there, and oh guys, actually originally, so I was telling you how I was riding it, and this was before the brakes acted up on me, and for a little bit it was like acting up, like, and then it would go away, like it wasn't consistent, but it would like bog when I'd accelerate. This was after like almost an hour of riding it. Well, when I actually went in there to do the spark plug wire, like, it didn't even feel like it was clipped onto the spark plug. It was like just barely in there, like they didn't push it down all the way. Because when I pulled up, it just like came right out. It was like, wow, that was way too easy. And then when I went in there to take the spark plug out, it was just like finger tight. So I got a brand new spark plug now. All that's good. The tune-up is done. The only thing left is the oil change. And for the oil change, I'm going to want to start it up for, you know, a good minute. You know, just get it warmed up. And then I actually already got a drain pan right there. But I got to take the drain plug out, which is a 9/16. Right here, you got an oil filter, which if you get a tune-up kit, it will come with what you need. And then you gotta come over here, and then there is, okay, I don't have room for this, but if you guys, I looked up a video just to be sure, and it was on this side. It's a 14 millimeter on the side of the case like this, and you should be able to see. Hold on, let's look again. It's back there somewhere. Who knows? Maybe this one's different because it's a high output, but it's in there somewhere, and it's a 14 millimeter. They said. So you know that's obviously the proper way you want to drain your oil tank and the engine. Don't forget the engine, because everybody's gonna end up with a little extra oil in there. So definitely want to make sure that you get that. It looks like it's going to be pretty messy, so be prepared to have a mess to clean up, or if you got to wash off your machine, that would be the time to do so after you change the oil. But I'm going to get the oil change done here, and then this thing should be ready to go back home. So here we go. Alright, so I actually moved the four-wheeler over more, so I could get in over here, and the reason why you guys couldn't see it was because it's behind the drive shaft even. You can see right there, that brown bolt. It took a swim in the oil. Just, yeah, it happens. So it's back in there and tight now, and let's see. Oh yeah, you can see how wet it is down there. So just gonna spray all that off. Good old brake clean works and does the job. So just gonna clean her up in there so it doesn't stain the floor, and then wipe it off so that it's not dripping anymore. And I had to do that with the other side also, doing the oil filter. You can see the oil filter right here. I had to take that off right there, and it spilled all over the skid plate also. Make sure I can wash off this side. I'm sure it got on this side. All right, that'll do the trick. So that's the oil change all done. Now, the most important part, don't forget to put the oil in it. You should always do it at the same time. As soon as you're done draining it, put it back in. But anyways, you gotta put the oil in it, and then just wait until after work tomorrow, and then I can go out and test it, and then bring her back home. So I think that's it, guys. So this thing is ready to go.